Hi, this is Just Saying, and it's a different look because it's way far. But I wanted you to see my office that I have here in my bachelor's apartment in California. I have to say I'm so thankful that this is great. This is great space for me to just read my first book. Not my first book. This book is my favorite book, and I've been reading it for way over 8 or 9 years, maybe 10. And it's called Company of Prophets. Let me see if you can see it. It's this one. It's Company of Prophets, written by Joyce Elaine Noll, Noll. This book is so good. And my purpose for reading and doing research and finding this book was because I was a gifted child, in which I paid a heavy price for. And my grandfather being a preacher, and I just didn't fit in. It was called Metropolitan Baptist Church in Milwaukee. And I just never fit in. And maybe I felt like that, but I never could sit in church because I'm laughing at the people shouting. That was a sensitive thing to my grandfather, you know. And I'm sorry, Sister Aldridge, she would, thank you, Jesus, thank you, Jesus. She would do that. But let me tell you about Sister Aldridge. She was real tall, about 7 feet tall. She used to wear these bird hats with birds, pictures of birds and stuff on her hat. And then she would shout, thank you, Jesus, thank you, Jesus. Tell me if that ain't funny. Oh, it was hilarious. And me and Jeffrey used to get in so much trouble and have to go in the office and sit. Or my spot in the church was the nursery with Miss Thomas. To help take care of the little ones. But I could never be in church. My grandfather, when he came home from Africa, he brought a picture of a black Jesus back. Or someone gave it to him. I'm not sure of the details. But he's in the church, they hung up the black Jesus, and do you know they wrote about him in the newspaper? I don't know what they said, and he was demanded to take that black Jesus down from the front of that church. And what he did with it, he had a prayer room made and put that picture in the prayer room, and you were allowed to go in there and pray to the black Jesus. And of course, I don't think he put a white Jesus up there either. But I remember that happening. You know, sometimes I think black people, because black people are real bad here in California. I don't think I know that I'm not going to make a lot of friends. I'm going to stay away from their spirituality here. And I'm going to stay away from a lot of the people here. I've been very friendly with Mexicans. They've been friendly to me because they always, say you're by yourself, you want something to eat, or I have a better conversation with them. And even being in their homes, it's almost like being around family. Black people don't have that anymore. I remember my family being that way. But it's not like that anymore. That's real sad. Real sad. And like I said on my little webcam yesterday, Milwaukee has Scott Walker. He was a demon, right? But the thing is, Scott Walker came behind a lot of black people that weren't no damn good in Milwaukee. And I remember them. We had all of them black, all the little aldermans and all of those people right in my neighborhood. And it was when the black people moved into Capitol, on Capitol Drive. And when they moved there, and they were light-skinned, mostly very little bit. And that's how you could tell them. They could be in a whole community, everybody light-skinned. They were the ones that really started the bull crap in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Chicago too. Because Chicago got black people there, you know. They're very political, and that is one of their strengths, but it's their weakness as well. Because their city wouldn't be like that if it wasn't. And it didn't just turn that way because of, police brutality. People mess with victims. I noticed when I was going through things, very trying times, and outside by myself. I want to tell you that the lesson that I learned is that people only snatch your purse, jack you up, fight you, or whatever, if you are a victim, if you look like a victim. And this is what's happened in Chicago. This is what's happened in my hometown, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is what has happened. People can see that president didn't give a 2 cent about black people, poor black people. He didn't give a 2 cent. The people behind him is going to do the same thing. So it's a harder feat. He set us back. He didn't put us forward. He set us back. I hate to even talk to Chicago people because I'm not following them to the water. I sure am. I know them. So I know that I didn't fit in there either. I don't fit in. So that's a warning. Nobody wants to meet me. Just saying. I used to be a very pushover, and now I'm a beat over. I will beat you down. If you try to take it. I just don't have no respect for Obama at all, or that Christian church. And that's going to be forever and ever. I'm happy today. California is so pretty today because it's sunshiny and all that kind of stuff in it. It's very pretty. I might go to the Grove for my walk. That's a good walk to have. It's really nice there. But I have cooked. And that's what I did when I first got up. I cooked. And I don't cook. I wasn't taught to cook. Some organization here in California, they don't like their women bald. Okay, that's a number one. Uno, don't do to me. That's a number one. Don't. No man on this face of this earth will ever tell me how to wear my hair. I'll never love you that much. You don't deserve that kind of royalty. Because a man that's really secure about everything and you can be happy with in your life is someone that takes you as you are. He's not judging how big your boobs are, your butt are, or anything, or how well you say your words. He just loves you for being you, and that's what I'm down for. I don't care if he can't be a blue-eyed devil, though. I have a problem, and I'm going to say it. I can't, a lot of my little cousins, and now they all have boyfriends that are of different races. Have you noticed the young people are really mixing a little bit more than back in my time? But they did in my time, but it was harder. Now it's not that hard, and people can. Well, I'm one of the black women, and I've even looked, because I've had some look at me more than black men. I get attention from white men more than I do black men, even out here in California. There was one white man that he beautiful car, he looked very wealthy, and he scared me because he followed me. And he kept following me, and I had to ask him, what are you doing? What are you following me for? And he's going to say, I just wanted to say that you're attractive. You're a very attractive woman. And I said, me? Okay. Was my head ready for that? Okay. And I said, well, thank you. And then I asked him his name, and then I told him my name. And I said, I can't get in your car, because I can't get that casual with somebody that quick. But I want to thank you for making my day and telling me that I was good looking. But it was one thing about him. Blonde. He was a blondie with blue eyes. And I don't do that. I don't do the blonde hair and blue eyes. I'm sorry. Is there something, I could, Maybe, but somebody see how nice he was and I couldn't do it. That's it. That's ignorance. Okay? And I have to talk about myself on that because you have to spread yourself around and get a nice guy. You can't be with just black guys. That's not going to work because those Jamaicans, they wanted me not to wear my hair. Or with Rastafarians. Well, what else did they have? You have to work in the community. And I worked in the community all my life. All the communities I was in, I did something. They took a piece of me. Trust me. What I went through 7 years ago was an illness, and all of those things had a little play in it. Things that I went through in my life. So the Rastas, they didn't like my bald head because I'm constantly cutting my hair as soon as I can get to one. Well, I have it twist. You know, I like short hair, and I'm gonna wear it short. I don't cook. I wasn't raised to cook. He had one of his girlfriends. Well, what do you like to cook, or what do you cook? And he had the nerve to ask me, what do I cook? I said, whatever you hire somebody to fix for me. Since you such a big shot asking me something like that, let's hire somebody for me to eat, for us to eat, and tell them how we like it. Can you do that? That's what I thought. And you don't be asking me to be rolling in no kitchen. But my grandparents didn't teach me that. They wanted me to be a successful whatever I wanted to be, and unfortunately I didn't make it as an artist. But today I did cook. I don't like meat. I'm not a real meat eater. But I had, as a gift, some deep frozen kosher chicken legs. So I cleaned them. I don't eat fat. Unclean. I cleaned them. I seasoned them. I oiled my little pan, and I put my dressing in there. And it's going to be barbecued a bit because I got a little barbecue sauce. And I cooked. So I will have some food. Whether I eat it or not, it's not. But I got food here. Big time. A lot of food. Too much. And that's it. So every day is a holiday to me. Oh, well, especially these days. You know, I love these days. These are the best days because I have my working days. I have my hustling days. I have my days of not having nothing. I have my days not even having a place to sleep. But today I do. And I am very happy. And every day is a holiday. Of my birthday, every day is a holiday. I don't do the holidays because Thanksgiving goes all the way back to hell. Yeah, if we really look and see what the hell that means, I don't even want to look because it's probably it's the Puritans or who started Thanksgiving. You know, but it's good to every day to just take our time and be thankful, and today is one of them, and every day is like that for me. All the people that have been out fighting in the street or walking in the street. And that's another thing. I was looking at one of these reports on Facebook, and I saw where the people were saying police and Ku Klux Klan go hand in hand. And they were marching around in the street, and I think it's in Chicago. And I was like, ain't that a lot of nerve? I said, are they with the people? Are they against the people? I couldn't believe that they were out in the street like that. And I guess they have a freedom of speech as well, but never put Ku Klux Klan in my face. The word Ku Klux Klan. If I know, I walked around a man and looked him up and down yesterday. And he had blonde hair and blue eyes. And then he had shit on his chip that wasn't right. In Crenshaw. On Crenshaw. It's just, you know, so my question, if anybody knows, can leave a comment. Was that a good thing or was that a bad thing? That's a lot of nerve. Whew. It's going to get ugly. I'm thinking love. I am definitely thinking about love, but baby, There's a thin line between love and hate. And if you are being hit on one side of the cheek, you better turn the other side while you kicking their ass. Ass. That's what I said. Turn the other cheek. Bam! Knock them down. Take something. Don't even do it with your hand. Pick up something. All this stuff around in the world, you can't pick up a machete or something and then put their head on a stick and say, look, Zimmerman, how you like me now? This is Zimmerman's head. On a stick. Like this. And then throw it into the crowd and then wash all that blue eye devil blood off of me. Please. It would be an honor. So, but besides all of that, hopefully everybody that was involved, the family of the young man, there's nothing I can say. What do you say when someone has lost their child like that? And this is happening all the time. All of the 6 years of that president that you got was in office. This stuff has increased, and that sucker has yet to stand up and say something beneficial or positive or anything. And most of these black people, especially the ones in Chicago, I'm some sick bastards anyway, loving something that did nothing for them. The little boy asked me yesterday, and he says, well, he did this. They're running over little bitty 1, 2, 3, 4 things that he did. That, yeah, he did that. He did that. I said, well, what did he do for you? What specifically did he do for you? And as a young person, you need to look at it for what it is. Don't try to do it just because that man was black. Because I just told you the reason why all the stuff was happening in Milwaukee and Chicago is because of the black people. The black people gave him the okay. Trust me, when I was little, the black people weren't no damn good. Those light-skinned, and there's very few blacks, dark-skinned people were in office and they're running things, and then they moved off of Capitol. They got too many blacks were moving over on Capitol. Now, white people usually do that, but the black people do that, and they do it today. That's what your president was doing. He's not bringing up anything about poor black people. Nothing. Not a thing has he said, and if he has, I'm putting my thing up about time today for the holidays. He said nothing. He did nothing. So always think, what did he do for you? What did he do for those young people in Chicago before he became president? Why was I voting for somebody that was in the midst of the fire and did nothing and then feel that he could be a good president as well? Another thing, Donald Trump put Jennifer Hudson up in the Trump Towers when those incidents happened to her. He never mentions it. That was a good thing. I remember when it happened. And when he did that, I felt kind of jealous. I don't get jealous often, but I was real jealous. You know why? Because I stood across the street off of Dearborn. Was it Dearborn? I would be on my way to Goodman Theater. And I would stand there and watch them build that building. And then here she came, had all just out of nowhere. She's one of the first to stay in the Trump Towers as protection until they found that boy that did all that to her family. Donald Trump did that. He's not mentioning it. And so he did a lot of things for black people. The only thing about him that I'm having problems with, because if Obama can be president, Donald Trump can be president. Trust me. But the one thing about Donald Trump that I don't like is immigration. I don't like people making people have green cards in a country that's free. All that fake shit. Because they messed up their countries. America has bombed and did all kinds of stuff to people that are so cruel. The third world countries, did they bomb? They didn't only bomb the country. They went to the smaller poor sections of those countries and bombed them. And now the kids are running. People are running because their countries are not right. Because United States didn't pay them back. They didn't back pay. They didn't pay up. Now they trying to start more shit with somebody else. Now, I'm going to tell you something else. Don't get me to talking about no ISIS. You know why? I don't know what they doing that for. Like I said, if somebody hit me in one side of my face, I'm going to knock your ass out. Yeah, we didn't know why those people did that to the World Trade Center. All we know is that that over 5,000 people died innocently in the war with the people and the United States. The United States did something to them. So when ISIS is going around cutting people's heads off and all that kind of stuff, doing all that stuff, they're doing all of that. What did you do to them? Is the point. They're not just doing it and grew and developed out of nowhere. They developed from something being done to them. America is not an angel. What did you do to those people to make them want to cut your head off? I guess I bet you I can think of something. Terrorists. And them police out there ain't terrorists. Shot that boy 16 times. That's not a terrorist. What did you do to ISIS? See, you know what I think? I think somebody's time is up. Those that have hurt many people and done some crappy stuff just to build this country on monetary values where people can't even be happy and live. A majority of them. What did you do to ISIS? You did something. And they'll come up with lies. That's why I don't listen to media about ISIS. There's not one idea. And that's why I'm asking the question. Because I don't read about it. I avoid it. I avoid it because I know it's a lie. People don't just do stuff, drop bombs in airplanes on buildings. They don't. That's just something people don't do. They did it because somebody did something to them. And all of you black veterans, I had it out with one of these veterans in my building. I told him, don't ever come around here no more, you stupid man. The one thing I don't like about you is because you took your black ass out there fighting for the United States of America. I have no respect for you at all. You never see no veterans nothing on my Facebook or wherever I put this stuff. No, I don't care. You had no business. The blacks had no business. And when you really think about it, it was stupid. And some of them lost their lives, their legs, and everything for this United States of America. They had their ass in slavery. And right till this day, they're the most in jails. They're being killed like dogs and slaughtered out in the middle of the street. And you're going to a fight? I bet you I wouldn't. And somebody says, well, they were, what was that where they make you go? I said, they haven't did that in many years. Draft. They haven't did that in many years. And if they had a draft, and I was young enough to do it, I would tell them to kiss my ass. What jail should I go to? Because I am not fighting for you. Do I hate America? America is all right. It's really sad that I can't go back to Africa because it's all messed up. Africa is really messed up too. They're doing some, and these are Africans doing it to Africans. Oh, we do that here. It's a part of our nature. I don't know where. I think it's a part of our nature to be. I don't know. We get into these religions. That really fits us in too. We get so soft-hearted and blah, 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 blah. And they ain't doing nothing. The kid gets shot down 16 times. They go back to church, blah, 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 blah. And ain't nothing but God brought me through it. God brought me through it. You don't even give yourself credit. You don't even know that you are a reflection of God. Nobody told you that your God is not outside of you, but within. You did that. But all of that nasty, filthy mess changes the minds of black people. And they're running around like that and doing everything it'll never happen, not in this days. The Spirit is going to have to do it. The ancestors are going to have to help us here. They've been here, they've seen it, and they said, how did you get here? Who gave you Christianity? How did you get here? Can you even picture any of your ancestors asking you that? How did you get to this point here? That is nonsense. How did you do it? Why did you forsake everything that I ever loved you, everything, even from the other side, and you still step on me with that hallelujah mess, rolling down the hall and giving your money to all these damn preachers that ain't worth 2 cents of God's hell. Ain't worth damn. So, I'm done. This webcam is for this day and all days. And I am making all of my webcams for my grandchildren. If I may not see them, or people might say, oh, she was this and she wasn't a Christian, and oh my God, and she was prejudiced. I'm not prejudiced. I just don't like blue-eyed devils. Blue-eyed devils are the people that kill my people. Now you ask me, I don't want to be like you, running around praying in a closet or in a church. I don't want to do that. And then you come out and I can be punk enough for you to run over me like a dog. This is our problem. We're very spiritual people. I think that's one of our problems. Because all over the world, black people are the same way. And it's bad. I would go to Africa to watch the filmmakers make a film or something, because I only watch African films. I don't watch America films. And I would want to mingle with them, but as soon as they start talking about the Christian and that mess, I'm going to part ways, because I don't like it. That's it. Wonderful day. Boy, I'm going to read a little bit of my book, Company of Prophets. Maybe you might want to pick it up, because it might tell you a little bit about me. And these are all African American prophets, so it's a really good book. You might want to check it out. Here I go. It's almost 30 minutes. Gotta go. Have fun. Don't eat a lot of meat. Eat healthy and drink a lot of water and get some sleep tonight. Okay? And be careful when you drive. Okay? Keep your eyes open and keep your fist balled, because you never know when you might have to use it. Blah, blah, blah. Ashe.